What I'm going to talk about in this video is this new little paddle key. Teeny little paddle key. It's actually made in America and it is designed to be as small as possible whilst retaining good paddle key performance, and I think it achieves that actually. It really is dinky, and if you've thought about trying to make your portable gear as small as possible, you can't get a key much smaller than this. Let me explain. If you're new to ham radio, all modern transceivers now have what we call a keyer inside, a keyer circuit inside. So basically all this paddle does is you press one side and you get automatic dots, and you get automatic dashes if you press the other side, and the speeds of the dots and dashes are controlled by your transceiver. So what you do, you plug this lead into the back of your transceiver and you can send Morse code. Now, you may not be interested in Morse code, I understand that, but if you are, then it's a great way of participating in summits on the air and parks on the air. Not that you have to operate CW for those activities, but the advantage of CW or Morse code is that, first of all, some operators will only be operating Morse code. So if you want to work them, you've got to be able to send and receive Morse code. But other times, the operators will tend to favour Morse code when conditions are difficult. And of course, when you're operating a summits on the air station particularly, you're probably travelling with lightweight gear and you're probably running low power. Not always, but you may well be running low power. And if you're running low power, then the Morse code or the CW signal will get through. If you are thinking of learning CW or just learning CW, just started to learn CW, take heart that when you contact a SOTA or a Parks on the air station, they will invariably be happy to operate slow speeds for you, and the exchange is very simple. It's not a long conversation. It's just probably your location, the signal report, your name, that sort of thing. The content of each contact or each QSO is very small and very short. So if you've just started to learn CW or you've just got on the air with CW, then you should have no problem in contacting SOTA and POTA stations, because, as I say, they're more than happy to slow the speed down. Anyway, what we're going to do now is to see whether this little dinky key can actually work. Well, I say work, can actually fulfill its function of being a small, compact, but serious and well designed key that can replace perhaps your bigger keys. The tiny paddle is indeed tiny. The outer shell acts as a case for carrying it around or transport, or put it in your bag, and you can pull the key out, turn it around and push it back into the cover to provide something to hold on to. The plastic outer case feels strong and it's completely hollow, although one end is slightly larger than the other end to accept the key. If we turn it over, there's another plastic part on the top which we can pull off, and that actually is an adjustment tool which I'll cover shortly. Now the key is symmetrical. If you look on one side, you'll see it's got a DIT printed, and if we turn it round, you'll see it's got a DAR printed. And because it's symmetrical, it means to say you can rotate it so that you have the DITs and the DARs on the side of the paddle that you prefer. Take a close look at the paddle. You'll see that each paddle is mounted on a metal finger, and there's a plastic area where you place your finger and thumb to operate the paddle, and opposite that on the other side is a little metal contact that makes contact with the board that comes out. It's a plastic board that comes out, and that seems to work very well actually. And if I turn it around, you'll see that there's a 3.5mm socket there, which is the socket that connects the key to your transceiver. Just now I mentioned the little plastic tool, and this is how you use it. You actually place it on the metal finger, and you can just bend that metal finger slightly to either reduce or increase the spacing. And it works extremely well. Although I have to say that when I received the key, I didn't really think it needed adjusting, but it's there to be used as necessary. For connecting the key to transceiver, we supply the necessary 3.5mm lead, and you need a fairly compact plug because there's not much space when you put that cover on, but the lead that we supply fits perfectly, and you're ready to go. If I turn it around, you'll see there's not much space there, but this lead is ideal. This key is not quite locked into place, so you press it, you probably heard that click, that means it's locked into place. It makes a very efficient, compact and small system. So there we are. Let's plug it in and see how it works. Well, it's certainly smaller than my other key, and that's not a particularly big key really, but you can see the difference in the size, and if you're going to go out portable, then this weighs nothing, and this is quite heavy actually, probably weighs nearly a kilo, so you do save some space. Mind you, to be fair, although this is lighter, you really need to handhold it when you're sending CW. So let's see how it works. Well, I must say it works extremely well, and it feels good. it feels nice. As I say, you do need to hand hold it. You can't put it on the table there because it's not heavy enough, but it does feel quite nice. Yeah, it's a nice little key. It works fine for portable operation. I would have no hesitation in using that at all. It certainly feels nice, it works nice, it didn't let me down. What I did find was that I didn't need to make any adjustment to the key. The spacing for me was fine, didn't need to make any adjustment, and I did wonder when I first tested it whether perhaps the fingers would bend and they, I'd have to keep adjusting it, but no, I didn't find that at all. I found that it works just as well now as it did a few days ago when I first started using it. Could you use it for base station use? Well, of course you can. Yes, you can use it for base station use. It's not going to replace your really super duper paddle key, but it works. And I have had a number of contacts on the main station using that paddle key in my hand. I mean, it's a two-handed job, of course. You've got to hold the paddle and work it with the other hand, but nevertheless it works. And when you consider that you can pay £300 or £400 for a paddle key, then paying less than £40 for this little paddle key is a reasonable price. And I think, yes, if you're going to go out portable and you're looking for a very small key, this is ideal. If you want to take a more fanciful key, it's going to be heavier, more weight, more space taken up. This one will do the job. Is it waterproof? Well, no, I suppose it's not really, but there again, you could almost cover it with your hand, couldn't you? If it's raining, you could put your hand over it and it wouldn't really get wet. So it's shower-proof, shall we say. There we are. That's the tiny paddle key. I was very impressed with it, and I'm sure you will be as well if you decide to purchase one for your next ventures in the wide open space, your one-man de-expedition to wherever it might be. In the meantime, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for your support on this channel. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. In the meantime, I'll look forward to working you or seeing you or speaking to you again in the next video. Bye for now.